TPS Reports. Hello, everybody. We're back. I'm Justin, and I'm joined by the 2025 Super Billiard Expo Amateur Champion, Corey Sykes. Corey, how are you, my friend?
I am good, Justin. Is that how I'm going to be introduced every time I come hang out and talk about pool
At,
tournaments now?
probably for like the next 6 months, probably, yes.
I'll take it. I'll use it for the time being. Appreciate the introduction, but yes, great to be here and chat about this past weekend.
Thank you. And this is a perfect one for you to come on and chat with because we had a bar box tournament, the first one of the year, and obviously you won the bar box expo event. So, we were at our first trip to Sticks and Stones in Rock Hill, $1,000 added non-ball tournament on the bar table, 7-foot diamonds. Corey, you probably have not been to Sticks and Stones, have you?
I have not been to Sticks and Stones at all, actually.
Okay,
in fact,
they've only been open. Yeah, they've only been open for like less than 2 years, I believe.
Okay.
But super nice place. They have 10 bar box diamonds, and then they have 6 non-foot tables. So pretty decent sized place with a full kitchen. And let me tell you, their food, top notch, amazing.
Pretty
food.
good.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Super
saw
great food.
some spots from the videos, and it looks like a fantastic pool. Also, glad you guys were able to get in there and host a nice event.
Yeah, it's super nice, man. I'm a big fan of the place. They're like in a strip mall. I'm not sure what the place used to be, but it's a lot of space. Great layout. They have like basically like where we're sitting to stream, we're like above the tables, kind of,
Okay,
which I really like. Yeah,
that's
but
fantastic.
the non-foot tables, which were behind us, they're on the same level as we were, but the 7-footers were you had to like walk down the stairs to get to them.
I see.
So
I
big,
see.
big fan of the place, dude. Big fan of the place. Before we go any further, let me thank our sponsors who basically help the tournament go. They help us go. They keep the wheels moving. Deadstroke Media, Pat Dixon, who is not here tonight. Inkwell Design, JC Riggs made another great trophy. I don't know if you saw the photo. Mike Davis obviously got the trophy. The photo with him and Katie, great photo. Supreme Cues, great. That's Sean B. plays in a lot of our tournaments. The Roundabout Grill, actually wearing one of their shirts right now. There we go. Portico Licensed General Contractors, Corey Shimtov, that's his company. We appreciate him coming. He came and hung out for a while. Pool Doctors, definitely now's the time to call Pool Doctors. Get your pool ready for summer. It's getting hot. Fast Action Billiards, which we'll be at in a couple of weeks. TKO Custom Cues, Kirk Overcash. He watched the stream. He had APA Tri-Cups. His team won, I believe. So congratulations. And
Big
a
shout
new
out.
sponsor, yes. And a new sponsor that we have, Barry McDonald over at Ameris Bank, the mortgage loaner. Contact him if you need stuff done. He's definitely willing to help out. Giving a discount to all people that say they came from the pool series. So mention the pool series, get a little bit of a discount with whatever you need.
All right, maybe I
Yeah,
will be giving Barry a call myself.
you should, dude. Barry's a great guy. He also plays in a lot of our tournaments. He actually won, not our tournament, but the weekend before, he won a bar box event. So
Oh,
pretty good
sweet.
player too. He's getting a lot better. Yeah, he was at the expo. He made it, I think, to the third round of the senior event.
Okay,
So
pretty
yeah,
good
definitely
showing then.
not a bad player. Let's talk about this tournament though. We had 32 players, a full field. We paid out $4,620. That's really good for a 32 player field. Basically, I want to know what you thought, Corey, before you saw the results of the tournament. Maybe you saw the player list. I don't know. Maybe you watched a little bit of the stream. I don't know. But just going into it, kind of what were your thoughts with how we do our tournament with the format with the sets? Just how did you think it would go on a bar table?
Yeah. So I did look at the player list like going into it, like as you started the tournament. I didn't get a chance to watch
Nice.
like a ton during the day, but I did catch a couple matches on YouTube towards the end of the night. And I think if I recall correctly, there was like a pretty decent portion of people that were like 600 and above, like Fargo rating. I
Yes.
saw David Anderson come out and play.
Yep.
Brian
He's a
Francis is
700.
out there. Yeah,
David's a
David's a
700 plus. Yeah.
710, 712, something like that, which is
Yeah.
possibly underrated on how good he plays. To be honest, it's just he doesn't play as much anymore. So
Could be. Could be.
There, and Francis is in there. Matt
Yeah.
Lucas. Um, then
Hey,
you have
wait. Since you mentioned Matt, let's take a shout out here. Matt just had a liver transplant not too long ago. So first time he's been out and about to play in a tournament. It was great to see him. Super glad he came. He's doing really well. Looks amazing. Just want to say, Matt, we love you. Glad you came, dude.
Yep. Glad you're, hopefully on the road to recovery now. But yeah, congrats on a successful surgery and all that.
Yes,
it's pretty tough to go through. So yeah, wishing him well.
absolutely. But yeah, you're right though, dude. There was a lot of good players. I mean, Jeff Pate, Beyonce
Yeah.
Santos. You had a couple of local players
Stevie
that
Moore.
probably not too many people know about.
Yeah, Stevie Moore, which I haven't seen in a quite long time. I know he just opened up his pool room recently, and yeah, so a lot of good players. Expectations on a bar table, I think, are mostly the same.
Yeah.
Though I still think the mid 600 players, maybe a little bit lower, like they all have, I would say, much more like higher likelihood of breaking and running. So if the format remains the same as a race to 3 alternate break, it really does offer up some pretty potential like possible upsets that can happen throughout the tournament. Where on a bar table, anything can happen. So
Yes,
some expectations.
anything can happen. We also, me and you talked about this before we started recording. Some of these matches went really quick, dude. Like we had some 20-minute matches. That was crazy to watch, honestly. Like just seeing it happen in person, I was like, this is insane how quickly this goes.
Yeah. Do you think it was a combination of like I don't know how the tables are appreciated playing. What was the felt kind of new? Like was it did you find a lot of easy breaks, or were like the rails like sliding the balls in, or were people just playing really well, really fast?
I think, well, first of all, people were playing at a good speed. We had no what you would call slow players in this tournament, but
Cool.
yeah, they take care of their tables at Sticks and Stones, so they're playing really good. The felt, you can tell the felt is not brand new, but it's been well kept. Like, does that make
Sure.
sense?
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
they do one thing at Sticks and Stones though. They do ask everybody to break with the brake pad. I do want to get your thoughts
Okay.
on that. What's your thoughts on the
Yeah.
brake pad?
I think it's a great idea because if you don't do it, depending on the kind of breakers you have, like some people will just dig into the cloth and just leave lines on the table like immediately.
Yeah.
Especially from just like the heat, like transfer from like the tip into the cue ball and then like running across the felt. You can really leave like just like tiny burn marks that kind of stay on the felt forever. So I approve of it. Do I do it on my home table? No. But the next time I refelt it, I will absolutely be doing it just from seeing
Nice.
how it can wear out pretty quickly. So
Yeah, I know one time when I got my table refelted, I used a brake pad for a minute, for a second until I lost it. I have a bad habit of just throwing them
you
on the
lost
ground
it.
and losing them. Yeah.
Yeah. It is good to keep
But
the longevity of the table though, which is obviously a big thing for pool halls and anyone that owns a table. So
yes, absolutely. And I'm bad about this. I don't know what kind of balls we were using, but they were definitely clean as well. We did have the measle ball on every table. On the stream table, we had the dude, I don't even know what balls they are. The Predator? No, not the Predator. The it's where the stripes are black instead of white, like the color of the ball. Like the
yeah, it's
non-ball
one
is
of the
black.
brands of it's one of the brands of Arameth, right? I think it's one of the
Yeah.
Arameth like
Yeah.
not Pro Cup, but one of the versions that they have. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did use that on the stream table, which looks pretty nice. Let's dive into these top 8 finishers, dude, because I think we got a lot to talk about here. We're just gonna start at the top. The guy that has now won 4 of our 8 events this year, which is insane.
Guy's a
First of all, he's
beast.
the only person to play in all 8 events, so there's that. But it's insane to me that he's won 4. Mike Davis pulling out the W again. I mean, how impressed are you just at how good he's doing this year in my tournaments? Like, don't you think at some point with these short races that he would struggle at some point?
You know what? You would think so, but there's many reasons why it's called Iron Mike, and the guy just doesn't crack. I think he's
No.
played so much and has come up clutch in many moments that he just doesn't crack under any kind of pressure, to be honest with you. And I've seen him play many, many times now. So it doesn't surprise me at all. He's just steady as she goes.
Yeah, and let's talk about this. He had, I don't want to say like an easy match, but like sometimes there's a match where he's like just like 99% favored to win.
Sure.
In this tournament though, he never had a match like that. Here's his
No, I
list of
think
opponents.
they're the hardest route, I think.
Yeah, he played 7 matches. He plays David Anderson, who's a 7'11", Fargo. Jeff Pate, a 6'27", which is way too low. Billy Fowler,
Agreed.
also 7'11". Stevie Moore, 6'81". Hunter White, 7'33". And then back to Billy Fowler one more time. I mean,
it's not even
that's
close. That is
insane.
the hardest route that you could possibly get in a random draw tournament of
Yeah.
this size. So,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean,
he
starts off with David Anderson, and I'm like, okay, like that's going to be his hard match. He'll probably have another one in a couple of rounds. Then he plays Jeff Tate, who, I mean, Jeff, he does very well in our tournaments. He loves the short races, and
he's a great player.
He's a great absolutely, player. Absolutely. And then Billy Fowler, who, ties for the highest going in the Calcutta. So, like you would think at some point that you would just slip up and lose one of those matches.
Yeah, especially with races to 3. But no, looks like he powered through. It looks like the only maybe I shouldn't say maybe difficult match. I mean, obviously David took him to the hill in the first round. In terms of like times of matches, though, it looks like him and Stevie Moore had a little battle because they took about an hour and a half. Whereas to your earlier point, some of the quicker matches were 21 minutes, 30 minutes,
Dude,
35 minutes. So much different.
Stevie Moore and Mike, for all you people listening and watching, go back and rewatch that match because I think that was possibly the best one of the day. It was probably the longest match of the day too, I feel like, but that match was insane. And Stevie actually had 2 chances to win. He, in the last rack of the whole match, Hill third set, Stevie misses a 3-ball, gets back to the table on the 3-ball, I think it was, tries to carom the 8, and the 8 hangs up.
Ooh,
Stevie very easily could have won. If he makes the 3-ball the first time, he's probably out. If he caroms the 8 and it goes in, he's probably out. And not only that, he tried to 3-foul Mike, I think, the rack before that to win, and had Mike on 2 and 2-rail kicking at the ball.
Tough. Yep, that'll be a little heartbreak for you. Something you'll be thinking about the rest of the weekend, maybe.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. That was a tough way to lose.
But good to see him play because I know Stevie hasn't played much lately. So good to see his name out there again. It's been a while.
Yeah, dude. I've not seen Stevie much at all in the last few years. He did open up a new pool down in I think it's Spartanburg area, maybe.
Yep.
Is that right? Is that right? Do you know where it is?
Yeah, I think it's down there. He's been in dad mode, so
yeah,
it's been away for a bit. So welcome back.
Is that going to be what you do? You're going to go into dad mode for a few years and come back and open up a pool?
I think so. You'll see me in Raleigh, but you won't see me many other places.
That's okay. Luckily, we're in Raleigh like 4 more times this year, so I like it. Stevie's pool, though, I do want to go down there at some point because they do a one pocket tournament like every Wednesday or Thursday night.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice.
Yes, single elimination. Like I kind of like.
You should scoot down there. You're much closer there than I am. So yeah, you should absolutely.
Yeah, but that's still probably an hour and a half plus for me. Yeah, so not quite that close. Exactly. But let's talk about the guy that finished second place, the runner-up. What do they call runner-up? Mr. Congeniality? Is that runner-up? I
don't know. There's many names for second place.
All right. Well, the runner-up, second place, Billy Fowler, possibly one of the best bar box players like in South Carolina.
Agree. I mean, I haven't seen him play so closely myself, but obviously I know him and I've seen him play. He plays great. So it does not surprise me he finished second. Wouldn't have surprised me if he won the whole thing. So
yeah, it would not have. He was one of our last entrants to sign up. And once he signed up, I actually thought that he would win. I was like, you know what? He's never played in one of my events other than he played in like my very first one, I think. That was just a race to 7. But he hasn't played in this format. So I was like, you know what? Dude's finally coming out to play. I think he wins. Obviously, he came up a tad short, but, dude, I'm telling you, when he played Stevie Moore and then when he played Hunter White, like his last 2 wins, those were probably 2 of the best, like, performances I've seen all day. He did not miss a ball in either match.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Great player, but also the beauty of a race to three, right? You can play great for a couple of games and you've won the whole match too. So like that's what's so
Yeah.
streaky and interesting about the format that we have here.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, the only person he lost to was Mike Davis twice.
Yeah, nothing to hang your hat on when you lose to the loser, or sorry, lose to the winner twice.
Exactly.
So either way, great performance there, for sure.
Yes.
And you said,
Yes.
didn't we talk about this before the recording? The Calcutta went Mike Davis,
Yep.
Billy Fowler,
Yep.
and then our third place finisher, Hunter White.
Yes. So that it worked out perfect. It worked out perfect. That's very rare, I feel like.
I think
Does
it's
that
super
happen a
rare.
lot? Yeah.
I don't think so, but it makes you think that like there should be almost some like betting odds or something on like picking the top three finishers in
Yeah.
proper order. That alone is
Yes.
quite impressive to do.
Well, like in horse racing, they had that. If you pick the top three in order, was it the trifecta?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Pretty big odds. Just saying. Pretty big
Yeah.
odds.
So
If you look at the next top two players, though, well, the next three, really, 5 of the top 6 in the Calcutta cashed. So people
okay.
kind of knew what they were talking about. The only
Yeah.
one actually that did not cash, our 4th highest Calcutta person, Renald Bott, did not cash.
Mm. Yeah, Renault looked like he didn't play the greatest this weekend, but that's how it goes sometimes. I saw, Jason Blackwell got him, and then I think Ray Knight
Right?
beat him.
Ray Knight. Yeah, that's an upset. That's an upset
Yeah,
right there.
that's a definite upset because I think Ray's in the mid 500s range, right?
Yeah, he probably plays a tad bit better. I don't know. Do you know
Um,
Ray at all?
I don't. I'm just going by ratings that it shows here,
Okay.
but I obviously have seen Renault play and he plays amazing. So yeah, just be
Yeah.
an off weekend. It happens.
Renald
This bar
struggles a
table
little
too.
bit on. Yeah, he struggles a little bit on the bar tables though. Renald doesn't. He doesn't like to like slow it down. Like he wants to really let his stroke out. I feel like.
I see. Yep, won't work very well on the bar table.
No, not at all. It's a tough. It's tough to like go back and forth, especially like because here in Charlotte, Sticks and Stones is really probably like the closest place that we have that's bar tables.
Yeah, there's not really any in Raleigh either. It's very rare to find one. To be honest with you, I don't even know any place off the top of my head that has one.
Yeah, we're a crazy state, man, because every other state it seems like is just all bar box now.
I know, right? Which maybe
Yeah,
shows why some folks from here always do really well at the APA setups in
yeah,
Vegas. When it comes to masters and stuff, because so you're just playing on 9-footers,
exactly.
7-footers. You can basically make any shot. It's all about position then. So
Yeah, I think that definitely factors in. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Hunter White though, getting 3rd place. I mean, Hunter, I feel like definitely should have finished up there. He's a great bar table player.
agreed.
Like,
So
yeah,
he made it to the hot seat match, right? And then he lost to Mike.
yep,
In a pretty decent match there, and then ended up losing to Billy, who I assume when Billy went to the loser side was just on a mission, and
yeah,
just because I think his match with Hunter was like 30 or 40 minutes. So like you said, he didn't miss a ball. He was probably just ready to go. So
dude, yeah. I'm telling you right now, if you can go back and rewatch that match, Billy and Hunter, Billy plays like if 100 is perfect, he probably plays like 97.
yeah,
Like I think
I
maybe he got
believe
out
it.
of line one time. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's some of the beauty though of playing on the loser side of the bracket is you're gonna play more and you're gonna play more often. So if you start,
Yeah,
playing really well in one of your early matches, you can ride that momentum every match that you play from there. And you just like you're basically on the table all the time. So if you're hot, you can stay hot.
yeah. I mean, I almost enjoy it more that way because I like to play a lot. Like the key to me is just I got to win a couple rounds on the winner side first. Like if I lose first round on the winner side, I'm gonna run out of gas on the loser side at some point.
Sure.
But if I can win like my first 2, then I'm probably good for the day. Like I can probably lose that 3rd one and grind through.
Yeah.
It's
Eh,
it's a
To
tough
each
line
their
though.
own. It is a
Yeah,
super tough line. So
I say that, but one thing I really enjoy about the expo, which obviously we're both been to a bunch of times, The one thing I do like about that is the scheduled matches. I do love the schedule. Like I love being able to be like, okay, I got to be here at 8 o'clock or whatever
That
time. Like that is just great.
that is true. Some trade-offs, Expo,
Yeah.
3 or 4 day event, pool series, one day,
Yep.
which is a
Yeah.
massive benefit for almost everyone. So you may not get scheduled matches, but you will be done by the end of the day, and that is a major win
Exactly,
for
dude.
everybody.
That is a huge win for everybody, and usually done at a pretty good time as well.
Mhm.
Let's talk
Totally
about
agree.
let's talk about the fourth place guy here, Stevie Moore, who, like we said, we hadn't seen in a while. I want to read off some of his career accomplishments here. Hold on, let
Oh,
me look them
please.
up. I
Do we have
have
enough
them
time to
saved
read
here.
all of them?
I'm just gonna read you a couple. Obviously, multiple time Smoky Mountain Shootout champion, by the way. But he's also the
Yep.
Derby City Bank champion. So he won the banks at the Derby
Yep.
City. He's U.S. bar table champion. He's, I guess, 2-time New York City 9-ball champion is what I got. So those are all pretty big accomplishments. To win any event at the Derby is automatically like top tier, if you ask me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the guy's a living legend of South
Yeah.
Carolina. So I mean, he's a fantastic player. He just hasn't played much in the past couple of years. But I mean, like I remember when I first started traveling around and playing a little bit, which even then I was probably towards the latter half of
Yeah.
when he was playing so much. I mean, he was like winning like the Seminole tours. Is like I think he won the Derby City 9-ball banks in like 08 or something. Like
Something.
right
Yeah.
around when
Yeah.
I started playing. But yeah, I mean, was like I think did really good at the Expo Pro events. Like he's finished really high at Turning Stone. Like the guy has
Mm-hmm.
many accolades, maybe other than playing on the Mosconi Cup team. I don't know if he has.
I don't think he has. No, I didn't see that anywhere.
Yeah, so
Maybe.
outside of
Yeah.
that, I mean, the guy he's got a ton of accolades.
Yeah, I remember the first big tournament. I used big in quotations because I don't know how big it was, but the first like open event with like a decent amount of money added that I played in, I played Stevie Moore very first round. So he's always view him as like the first big name player that I played in my pool career, and it was fun to play him. And ever since then, he's remembered me, and we've kind of been friendly. We've played a few times since then, and Stevie
cool.
might hate me. Stevie might hate me for saying this, but I do have a winning record against him in my life. But like you said, it's all kind of post high. This isn't like peak. I didn't play him at peak
Yeah.
Stevie Moore. Yeah, but
Yeah, I played him a couple of times and he whooped me every time. So
oh wow, yeah, I've gotten lucky to beat him. I beat him one time at the Smoky Mountain Shootout, which, like I said, he's a multiple time champion there. So that's probably like one of my favorite wins, actually, probably ever in pool, was beating him at the Smoky Mountain Shootout.
yeah, you should be proud of it because he's an amazing player. So it is
Yeah,
again, it's super cool to see him back out playing. I like seeing that. So
absolutely. And dude, he's talked about playing in a lot of other tournaments too. He was actually asking about our next one at Brass Tap. Said he might drive up
okay,
and play in that. Yeah, it's like 2 months away, but he said he might come to that. And he said he might come to some of the ones at Smoking Q. He was a big fan of the format. I think he was a big fan of the one-day event. So it's always good. I think when big time players or big name players like him, show support for the pool series.
yeah, totally agree. Totally agree.
So let's get back to some of these top 8 players. We got 5th, 6th, Jeff Tate and Austin Russell. Jeff Tate, I mean, I feel like he should cash anytime he plays in our tournaments. Austin Russell, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, Corey, if that guy gets out and plays more, that's the name you need to keep an eye on, because
Yeah. Okay.
I think he has what it takes to he could be a 700 Fargo, I think, if he got out more.
Well, let's hope he does then. I love
Yeah.
seeing people improve their game and get better over time. So it's all about if you want to get better and want to play more. That's still a good finish. 5th, 6th, and any tournament's a good finish. So
yeah, I mean, I was not surprised at all that he cashed. I was kind of begging people to bid on him in the Calcutta. Luckily, finally, people did bid on him, and he went for close to what he should have. But yeah, I think, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Austin. I think he's got a very bright future. I don't know exactly how old he is or anything, but I think he's got a bright future. I think if he can get out more and play, I think that would be spectacular. He was out in Vegas for APA Masters. His team, I think his team lost the same round we did. I think they finished 17th also.
Okay. Yeah.
No, actually, no. I take that back. They lost the round before us. They got 33rd.
I see.
Yeah. But he plays really good. And then, yeah, like you said, Jeff Pate. I think me and you both expect Jeff to cash probably anytime he shows up to an open tournament.
Yeah, he's always been a super good player. A lot of respect for him.
Yes, super nice guy too. I think Jeff's one of the nicest people. Sadly, he did not go to Vegas for APA Nationals. He was on the injured list, so he didn't get to come and play. Yeah, he was on my team, so we missed him.
Okay.
Yeah, 7th, 8th place in this tournament, though. We had one of my other master teammates, David Anderson, and Biondi Santos finishing 7th, 8th. I think this is the first time that Biondi has cashed in one of my events outside of the
Really?
anniversary last year. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know he's a pretty solid player too, right? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I see him playing some some money matches here and there, and some other tournaments. So
I think
that's surprising. It's this nice finish.
Yeah, I almost pick him to cash anytime he shows up. So for him to never have done it, maybe he just doesn't like the short races. I don't know.
Could be a number of things.
Yeah, because he does like when he gambles.
He does.
Yeah, when he does gamble, he likes to do like races of 21 and stuff like that. So he doesn't like to do like a race of 7.
You might be lucky if you win 21 games in your tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
across the whole day. So
yeah, and then David Anderson, we already kind of mentioned how he's a 7-11, which might be a little low on the Fargo rate for him.
I think so. When he's on, I mean, it's like easily 750.
Dude,
I've seen him play, and he plays amazing. So
yeah, I really thought he was going to beat Mike Davis first round in this tournament. Like, if you go back and watch that match, there's a moment where it's like, oh, David's going to win this match.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I've seen him beat champions, and I've seen him play really, really well. So another name that wouldn't have been surprising if he moved from 7th, 8th to winning the whole tournament. So
yeah, and then actually him and Billy Fowler is the one that eliminated him. They're both a 7-11 Fargo, which is interesting. But their match, I think Billy makes a great combo on the 9 to win, to get on the hill 3rd set, I believe. Or maybe, no, that was to win the 2nd set. If he misses that, David wins, because David already won the 1st set. Billy tried this combo, which was a great shot, but if it doesn't go in, David wins. He gets out from there. So David very easily could have beat Mike and could have beat Billy, who were the top 2 players in this tournament.
That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, luck of the draw sometimes. That's how it goes.
Hey, that's what I tell people all the time, dude. I tell people that all the time, especially this tournament, like with this format. I know it's double elimination, but there's still, you got to get a good draw, I feel like, in these tournaments.
Unless you're Mike Davis, then you just beat everybody, no matter the rating.
Dude, this was probably I think this was the most impressed I was by one of his wins, just because of how literally everybody he played was in the top 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played showing. David cashed, Pate cashed, Billy Fowler cashed, Stevie Moore cashed, Hunter White cashed. Everybody he played, everybody Mike beat was in that's insane.
Yeah, which is wild. I do think like outside of the top 8, should give a shout out again to one of your sponsors here, Mr. Barry McDonald, finishing 9th through 12th. I think that's a pretty solid finish with the player list that we had. So big shout out for that one. Same with Ray Knight, also a fantastic finish.
Yeah, Barry's a 520 Fargo, and he told me before. So basically, in our last tournament, he had won like a couple of rounds on the loser side. So before this tournament, he was like, I want to win 2 rounds on the winner side. And he won 2 rounds on the winner side. He beats David Green, a young 16-year-old up-and-comer, and then he beats Matt Lucas. 2 solid wins for Barry, so good for Barry. And then, like you said, shout out to Ray Knight also. Ray Knight, another player that I think if he got out more, his Fargo would probably be higher. because he plays a little better than that. He beats Brian Francis, beats Renal Bott. I mean, Ray
Yeah.
with a couple big wins right there.
It's a fantastic finish. So
Yeah.
something to hang your hat on
Let's
for sure.
Yeah, let's talk about the people that didn't cash though. Who were you most surprised with that didn't cash? Like, is there one name that?
I've got to say, like Renal is gotta
Yeah,
stick out for me, and again, it might have just been an off weekend. Other than that, maybe someone like Brian Francis or something. I always like seeing
yeah,
Brian play. He's got the capability of finishing really high or winning. Seems
yeah.
like he might have had an off weekend too. So uh,
I think Brian's at a point in his life and career where I think he just kind of shows up to have fun now. I don't think he's focused
sure.
on maybe winning as much. And also, he's doing a great job helping us out with commentary. I don't know if you've been listening to him, but
Oh yeah, for
they
sure. No,
got
it provides a great commentary. I would love
yeah,
to
he's
maybe
phenomenal,
commentate with him sometime. So
dude. That would be a great combo, you and him for sure.
yeah.
I think I was also very surprised that Jason Blackwell didn't cash. I know you don't know Jason too well, but Jason, bar table player wise, this being a bar table event, I think he was a top 8 player in this tournament. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he's got that bar table mentality down. I think he's a bar table player and a one pocket player. I think those are his
Okay.
two games.
I got you. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't. I mean, the name is familiar for sure. I don't think I've met him. But maybe I will sometime soon. Of course, we're playing around in the same
yeah,
areas. So
yeah. Hopefully he comes out. And then I also want to give a quick shout out to Rico Gonzalez, another guy that helped us commentate. I know he didn't cash. He finished 13th. I like to call him the legend killer because he seems to beat like every player that we consider to be like a great player or a top notch player. And
oh
he kind
yeah,
of let me down.
I like
Yeah, he let
that.
me down a little bit. He lost to Jeff Pate
Oof.
to get
Well, Jeff
eliminated,
is a
which
legend too. So
that's what I'm saying. But Rico wins those matches. So I was like, okay, Rico's going to pull this off. And then Jeff finished him out. I think it went to a third set. I don't know what the score was, but yeah, I just want to mention that because Rico, he is our legend killer. He beats all the big dogs. I mean, he's got a winning record against Jeff Abernathy in our tournaments. So
okay, yeah,
that's
he's got that dog in him that comes out when you play
exactly.
the big guns. I like that.
Exactly. He's even said that. I think he would rather play those guys instead of playing some of some of the people that are around his speed.
Sure. I like
Yeah,
that. Be
yeah,
confident, get out there and play people that are better than you. It's the best way to improve your own game, to be honest.
dude,
I think that
that's
rings true at
exactly what
any
I
skill
think.
level.
Yeah, I think it's best to play players that are better than you because that's when you really find out what you have.
Totally agree.
All right, let's go on. Let's talk a little bit about some of the stream matches, so people can go back and rewatch and check out our
Sure.
YouTube channel here. Let's see, in the first round, dude. First round, we only had one match, and it was David and Mike. David won the first set, I believe, and didn't quite pull it out, but that's definitely a match I think that you should rewatch. Did you get to see that one, Corey?
I did not. Did not.
Okay, well, I definitely think that's one that you should check out because, like I said, I think David plays phenomenal. David always seems to play phenomenal too against the better players. But
Will
like
you
you
be
said, David, yeah,
I got a question for you, and that's in regards to the streaming and recording that
yeah.
happens. Are you still planning to parse out the matches into individual ones and upload them, or are you planning
Yeah.
to? Because I know for like the past couple events, you've been running like a couple hour streams and they store
Oh
just
yeah.
like really long videos. What's your strategy on that for everybody?
So yeah, when we're live during the tournament, we do just one long live stream now.
Okay.
Now that we're on YouTube, we're just going to let it go all the way through. Basically, I think we have like 12 hours that we can do before we have to
Okay.
restart it. So we're just going to do that. But then afterwards, I do slice them up and do them and put them back up individually so you can just find
Okay.
it easier.
Yep.
Like maybe you want to watch a certain person. It'll be easier for you to find instead of going through a 9-hour, 10-hour, 11-hour video being like, okay, where
Exactly.
does this person play? Yeah.
That's why I ask, because some people like to go back and just, I want to search for myself. I remember this shot that I hit really well or something that I missed and I want to go back and work on it. It's always easy to find yourself if the matches are parsed out. So
Yeah.
I really like that y'all do that for the pool series.
Thank you, thank you. And then of course we also put up some highlights every once in a while, so maybe we get the shot that you want to see, or we get whatever. We also got
Exactly.
some interviews. We get some interviews up now. We had a few in this past tournament that we'll have up on YouTube as well. You can go back and re-listen to what some of the guys' thoughts are in the middle of the tournament. I think we had one
Yep.
with Mike, one with Hunter. We got
I
one
see
with
the one with
Billy.
Hunter. So
Yeah,
I like that you did that too. That's I like the new things that you're incorporating to the events. It's a good way to keep everybody engaged as well.
yeah,
And good to see people on stream. So
yeah, dude. We definitely we try. We want to get everybody involved. I mean, I wish that I could somehow get all 32 players on stream at some point during the day, whether it is in a match or in an interview or whatever. My goal is I would like to have something that way they could go back and be like, oh yeah, that was me at the Sticks and Stones tournament or whatever.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
and then most of the time too, we do have the photos as well. Most of the time, Chris Clark is there to take photos. So most of the time we got that as well. He was not at Sticks and Stones though, so no
He does have
photos.
a super nice
Sorry.
camera, and he does take great photos. So thanks, Chris, for all your
Yeah.
work there.
Yeah, I've told him that he should go into that as like a second job. Like he could definitely be taking photos for like serious stuff.
It'd probably do some wonders. But back to your original point here. What other stream matches do you think are big ones to call out for everyone?
Man, so let's see here. Second round, Billy Fowler and Javier was decent. Javier got a set off of him. Mike Davis beat Jeff Pate 2-0. Not a good match for Jeff. Jeff's going to want us to throw that match away. I can already tell you right now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Jeff was very upset with how he played in that match. Let's see what else. We get to the final 8 winner side, and from there we have every match from the winner side on stream. I was just like, you know what? We're going really fast here. We're just going to slow it down, get more matches for the fans, the people at home. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think about that move, Corey? All right, from your perspective, this tournament's going really fast. Are you like, wow, we could be done early? Or are you like, oh, that's cool that he's going to get more matches on the stream? Where are you at?
You know what? I'm here nor there on it. I can respect both sides. Some people like to speed it up and get home if they've got family to be with or
Yeah,
what have you. But I feel like if you're going to a pool tournament, you're kind of expecting it's going to be an entire day, maybe 2 days
yeah,
if you're used to playing multi-day tournaments.
yeah,
So I think at that point, I think it's totally fine and fully within the bounds of running the tournament to slow it down a little bit and put more matches on the stream, give everybody a chance
yeah,
to play live in front of others and showcase their skills. I think everyone should play on stream, no matter if it's one person watching or if it's 1,000 people. There's a level of there's a different sense when you're playing on the stream, I guess is the way to
yes,
put it, where you might feel a little more pressure to perform or something like that. And that always brings the best out of people. And even if you think you play worse on stream, you will learn a thing or two and, you'll become a better player because of it. So I like that you do it.
exactly. And for you people at home, we did finish at like 1:00 in the morning. So I don't know. Is that bad? Is that late?
I don't think so. I think it's pretty reasonable, given some of the events run much later,
Yeah,
and some of them run earlier. So, um, no,
yeah.
I
I think
think
we
it's
did
perfectly
okay.
fine.
But yeah, so final 8 winner side. Stevie Moore and Dylan Blackman. I highly recommend that people rewatch this one. Just not because, sadly, Dylan did not put up a fight. He also didn't really have a chance. He makes a mistake the very first shot of the match. After that, I think all he did was draw a break, and Stevie beats him in, what'd you say, 21 minutes?
Yeah, yeah, I think it was 21 minutes total. So what it shows on digital pool. So pretty quick one.
Yeah, so just rewatch it because Stevie puts on a clinic. This is the Stevie Moore that we expect. This is the Stevie Moore from like 2007 probably. It was pretty awesome. And sorry, Dylan. Sorry that I'm bringing it up. Sorry that I'm telling people to go watch. Dylan, big supporter of the pool series, by the way, and another guy that I want to see get out more because he has potential to be a good player. I think he just kind of plays down to the league competition because he plays the league a couple of nights. I think he just kind of
Sure.
plays down to the competition a little bit because he can play
I
good
see.
at times. Yeah. Then you had Mike Davis beat Billy Fowler 2-0. Hunter White beat Barry McDonald 2-0. Another match where Barry Just never really had a chance. Hunter, I don't think missed a ball. I think maybe that's another match worth rewatching. Austin Russell and Jason Blackwell's a good match to rewatch. Austin wins in 3 sets. Jason plays perfect for the first set. Plays perfect for like the first 2 racks of the second set. Then misses a ball. Misses like an easy ball. And
Okay.
boy, it's like the lights turned off for him. I don't know what happened. It's not that he really played bad after that, but he gave Austin chances and Austin took them. And I think this was a good showcase of how good Austin can be. And it was also a good showcase of how good Jason can be. It's just one guy played well in the second half of the match, one guy played well in the first half of the match. But super entertaining match. I think. Did you get to watch any of it?
No, I didn't watch any of that one either. It's like probably one of like 3 or 4 matches I didn't get a chance to like peek in on,
Okay.
to be honest with you.
Well,
But I
definitely,
will
I
give it
definitely
a look back now.
Yeah, because I think it is a super interesting match. I think, like I said, Jason literally plays perfect the first set, and then, like I said, I think he was up 2-0 second set and just misses a ball, and then from there it's like,
Brutal.
yeah, from there it was like Austin basically was like, okay, it's my turn to win, and yeah, it was a super entertaining match. Final 4 winner side, Mike Davis and Stevie Moore go into a third set. Like I said, this is my favorite match of the day. This was the match, I think, of the day. And I'm going to say on paper, I think these were the best 2 players. I think these should have been the 2 favorites for the tournament, Mike and Stevie, I feel like.
I think so too.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure how Stevie's a 681 on Fargo.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Well, he might not have that many matches because, when he played his most pool, I don't think Fargo was around.
That's true. That's fair. But
Yeah,
I do think if I did watch some of this match, and I know like Stevie was up in the third set, I think 2-1, if I'm
yeah,
not mistaken. Like he was about to
he
close
was,
it
man.
out, and to your point, like had him on 2, Mike got out of it, and then things just kind of turned around from there. So yeah, race to 3. That's the best part about the
Yeah.
format. It's like things can flip on its head immediately. Just one shot can just change an entire set. Dry braking can change a set. Scratching on the
Oh,
brake
yeah.
can lose you a set. Like it's like tiny errors sometimes is the only thing, or tiny amounts of luck, which is just such a beautiful thing about the tournament. So
I love it though. I love that. I love that every shot matters with this format.
yep, totally agree.
The other Final 4 winners was Hunter White beating Austin Russell in 3 sets, and this was another match where I felt like Austin could have won. I think Austin had chances to win this match. Maybe just him not playing in competition like that very often maybe played a factor. Maybe he didn't quite play the safety as good as he needed to, but I think that's another match that's worth watching. I think Hunter getting a test from Austin, I think maybe it surprised a lot of people because they don't know who Austin is.
Yeah, yeah, you would definitely expect Hunter to win just because Hunter's like super good on the bar table. He's good at every game, but like his bar table game's like up there with his one pocket game, which is like really really good. So
Man.
I know he's a favorite, but yeah, good. I have to check more about Austin. I haven't seen him play too much, honestly. So
yeah, he kind of hides down there. He's in that same town that Brian Francis is, Cherryville. They
okay,
kind of hide. Yeah, nobody knows where
sneaky
that
good.
is, or yeah. No, really though, I think like I said, Austin has a lot of potential, man. He really does. And then sadly, we get to see him on stream one more time, and Billy Fowler beats him in 2 sets. I think at that point maybe Austin was kind of tired. Maybe I don't know. Billy at that point was just playing great too. So
Yeah, I think that's
this
what it
time,
is,
yeah,
man. You get hot on the loser side, and you're just locked in, and you just keep rolling.
yep.
Doesn't matter who you're
Especially
playing.
with this format because it's like if I see you get out and break and run in a race to 3, all of a sudden I feel like I got to break and run that next rack, and if I don't and you win it, you're up 2-0 and it's your break. So even if I get a chance, at that point it's like so much pressure that you have to win.
Yeah, every shot has that heightened, sense of
Yeah.
urgency to it. You're more likely to make a mistake, to be honest. You might go for something you're like 50-50 on, and you probably
Yeah.
shouldn't shoot it, but because of the situation in the set, you're like, I kind of feel like I have to go offense here, and it might bite you in the butt. So
Yeah. Do you find yourself, you're playing a couple of our tournaments, do you find yourself playing more safeties or being more aggressive?
Um, I think a little more conservative, honestly, just because things matter a lot more. So like even if you are up 2-0, like sometimes you don't take that, full table spot shot on, even though you're more than likely supposed to make it. Sometimes you're likely to play a little more cautious on the safeties. Distance is your friend kind of thing.
Yeah,
I think it's all contextual on how you're doing in that set, if you're going to be more aggressive or if you're going to be more defensive. But you definitely think about it a lot more in shorter races because every shot has this magnified gravity to it. So
for sure. Even Mike Davis has said that he goes a little bit slower with this format because of how it is, as opposed to just one long race.
yeah, yeah, which is why he continues to win. I mean, his ability to strategize appropriately
Yep.
and think about the time when he needs to be aggressive and play safe is that's why he is who he is. So
Yep. Basically, the rest of the stream matches, you had Mike Davis beating Hunter White in 2 sets for the hot seat, and then you had Billy Fowler beating Hunter White 2-0 to get to the finals, and then you had Mike Davis beating Billy Fowler 2-0 to win the tournament. I can't believe all those matches were done in 2 sets. I'm kind of surprised by that, but also it just seemed like one player was just really hot, and the other player would just make like one mistake or two mistakes.
yeah. Do you think
I,
have you found yourself or any of the other people that work directly on the administrative side of the pool series, have you thought about increasing the races for bar tables to like races to 4 maybe because the matches run so short? Or what's your take on that compared to playing on a 9 foot table?
So this was the first time we've actually done our non-ball format on a bar box.
Okay, I did not know that. I thought it was
Yes.
not the first time. Okay,
No, we'd only done 8 ball on bar box. So I
I
didn't really
see.
know
So
exactly.
what's your
Yeah.
take?
My take is maybe extending the matches, maybe, but at the same time, I kind of like being consistent and having the same format every time.
Sure.
And
I
also, I
I, I
do,
respect that.
yeah, yeah, and also I do want to keep it to where the lower rated players have a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you extend it, then does that eliminate the odds of any kind of upset?
Very good point. Very good point. It's better to be consistent. I completely agree. Um,
Yeah, that's the main thing. And also maybe I'm just too lazy to change the flyer because it's just kind of like a copy and paste thing every time. So
No, I don't think it's that. No, you're doing a lot of hard work to keep the tour running, including running, summary episodes like this for the podcast. So I think it's great what you're doing. So
yeah, dude, it's been a lot of fun. Sticks and Stones was a lot of fun. Definitely appreciate them having us. We do plan on going back there next year. I think that'll be like the spot next year where we do another bar box event.
cool.
Probably only keep it to like one bar box event per year. I feel like just because I do want to be a 9 foot table tournament. You know what I mean? Like, do you find that as like a thing? Like, should we mix it up more? Like, what's your odds? What's your thought process on that?
You know what? I think it's kind of nice to switch it up on occasion. I do
Yeah,
like the concept of sticking to like one game, like 9 ball,
yeah,
like choosing 9 ball and keeping to the same rule sets. But in terms of the table size, like I think it's perfectly fine to switch in between the two. What I like, personal opinion, I don't like seeing pool tours go from like, playing 9 ball to like playing some 8 ball tournaments and going to one pocket and then going to like 10 ball with different rules. Like the change of the game like back and forth makes it a little harder to like uh I don't know, like if you're running a series and you have a leaderboard and things like that, like people are
yeah,
focused on like one game. And I think it's a good way to keep it consistent, but everybody's different, and I think some people like variety. It's just my own personal take on the matter. Nothing more, nothing less. So
gotcha. Well, sadly, we do change up the games, and we do
hey,
have an 8 ball tournament coming up soon. So there is
hey,
that. But let's talk about our very next tournament coming up, which is up your way at Break Time in Cary. We're gonna have 9 ball as well. That'll be our first trip
June
there. Are you
7th.
excited? Yeah, are you excited about that?
June 7th, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. June 7th.
Yeah. I am quite excited. I will happily attend this one and be
Awesome,
able to play, I believe. Yeah,
awesome.
Break Time is a fantastic joint. Similar to your comment about great food at Sticks and Stones, Break Time
Yeah,
has wonderful food. They've got great tables. It's been a business for a very long time. great staff. It's a great place to be. So glad you're going to be able to host one there.
Has it been the same owner the whole time?
Yep, Sarah. Yep.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I've been there like twice, but it was like pre-COVID, so I wasn't sure if it was like the same owner
Same
or
owner.
whatnot. Yeah.
Yep, same setup and everything. It's a great place. I would go there more often if I didn't live in Wake Forest. It's about a 45-minute drive for me now compared to like 20 to Brastop.
Hmm.
But when I lived in other places, I would go there all the time. It's like my preferred like ups. I think it's an upscale pool hall,
Yeah.
honestly. Just the way
Agreed.
they have the bar and the food and the staff. I really like it there. So glad y'all are going.
Yeah, I'm a big fan as well, and I was super glad that they accepted us in. That will be our only trip there this year. Sadly, just the way the schedule worked out.
Sure.
You know, next year hopefully maybe be back a couple more times. Maybe we'll add some different places. Yeah, super excited for break time in Cary. And then the following weekend after that, June 14th, we're at Fast Action in Statesville. We'll be doing 8 ball. So there you go. We
Okay.
get to change up the game a little bit.
There we go.
Fast Action's a good pool hall too. You need to make your way down to one of those tournaments one day. I think Statesville can't be too
I
far from you.
know. No, I think it's about 2.5 hours. It's not terribly
Okay.
too far. Uh, but yeah, I mean it's Clint's place, right? I mean
Yeah, he is
it'd
part
be
owner.
awesome to
Yeah.
come down there. Yeah, so he's in, and Clint's a great guy. It's always good to support friends and local pool halls anyway. So yeah, maybe I can make it up there too. It is Father's Day weekend, so
Oh, yeah, see, I did not even know that. I'm horrible at checking
only I
holidays
would
on
know
the
that now.
yeah. You are a father now. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's why I don't know. No, dude, it's crazy. When I made this schedule, I did not realize like how many holidays I forget about because we had one on Mother's Day weekend. We have one on Father's Day weekend. We have one on I think we had one on Veterans Day weekend or something. And it's like,
Sure. It's always
it's
going
like,
to
oh
be hit or
man, like,
miss. I mean,
yeah,
everyone's got obligations for everything. Same with like Memorial Day tournaments. Some
yeah,
people like to take vacations and they don't play pool. Other people they have a free longer weekend and they're deciding to stay home
yep,
with family and stuff so they can get out and play. So it's definitely it's always going to be hit or miss with holidays.
exactly, dude, exactly. Let's talk about our points a little bit here because we do a point store. We have 20 events. Obviously, this was number 8, so we're done with 8 events. We have at the end of the 20 events, we do pay out the top 3. First place $1,000, second place 500, third place 250, and then the top 64
Nice.
qualify for the tour championship, which is a $2,500 added. If you look at our points, Mike Davis, being the only player that's played in all 8 events, is dominating. He has 1,060 points, and second place has 300.
Okay. And that's Guama and Josh Eater?
Yes, yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
It's
it might be a runaway race here, fellas.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'll text it to you so you can see since I haven't posted the same
How
yet.
many more events do we have on the schedule this year?
12 more plus the tour
12
championship. So
more.
technically,
Okay.
12 more points events. Yeah,
So theoretically, if he wins, if he's up 500 some now, if he wins
700,
like
700, almost
sub
700.
700, so if
Yeah,
he wins like 3 more events, he's basically guaranteed first
yeah, I would think so.
with
Yeah,
several events to go. So
yeah, and
we're gonna need some of the other players in the top 10 to get out there, sign up, start playing. Let's start a hashtag of catch Mike or something. I don't know.
that's what I'm saying. Like if you look, like Josh Heater's in second place. He's only played 2 events. Guama
And
second
did
place
great in
only
both.
played. Yeah, Guama only played 2 events. Hank Powell's in 5th place. I think he's only played 3 events. Like, some of these guys would just show up a little bit more. I think they could catch them. Would be
Yeah.
what I would think.
I've got 60 points. I'm ready to get in the grease here. I'm only 1,000 behind. I'm ready.
Yeah, and yeah, your tops were 44th, so you're still in the top 64. Yeah, so you're hanging on in there, buddy. We have
We will
had
see
we
if
have we have had 100, and let's see here how many we've had. 143 players played so far this year.
Okay. That's a pretty good turnout.
I think so. My goal was 200 for the year, so we got
200
more
unique
events.
players.
Yeah, 200 unique players. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great goal to go after. Do you know off the top of your head how many you got last season?
So last season was a little bit different. We only did 10 points events, and we obviously didn't travel to Raleigh. We only went there one time.
Yep.
If you just count the 10 points events, we had like 112, I think it was.
Okay. Yeah. So
If
you're
you
already
include, but if you
already better
include
than
the
that.
yeah, but include the 4 events that were non-points, which was brass tap. We did one at brass tap. We did one at fast action. We did a one pocket, and then we did that smoke and Q anniversary.
Right.
If you include those 4, we had 160 players.
So that's fantastic then. So yeah, I mean you're basically almost eclipsing that number already, and you've got many more events for the
Yeah.
calendar year. So and you're expanding the footprint a little bit, which is great. So yeah,
Exactly.
happy to see the tour continue to grow.
And we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. So far, I got 4 new players signed up for our next tournament over there at Breakdown.
Awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
we'll have,
it's a good time for us, locals in Raleigh start sharing it around.
yes.
And try to get some new folks in there.
Yeah, here's some of the newbies that are signed up for our next tournament up there. We got Scott Walterman. He's from Charlotte. You wouldn't know him, but he's coming. Tyler Chappell. Where's he from exactly?
He's from around Cary. I don't think he lives in Cary anymore. He lives maybe like 30 minutes west-ish.
Okay.
Fantastic player.
Oh, yeah.
Would not be surprised to see him win. To be honest, he's under the. I wouldn't say he's under the radar. It's just because he doesn't play as much, but fantastic player. Would be excited to see him play.
The one time I went to Cary, he beat me. So yeah, there's that. Tony, the guy that I guess runs the place. What's his last name? I don't want to mispronounce it.
Figueroa.
Yeah. Okay.
Figueroa.
He's gonna play.
Yep.
So I don't know how
also
good he plays.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep.
And then
pretty good player.
And then Frankie Muniz. You know who that is?
Frankie Muniz? No, I don't think I don't think I know exactly who that is.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who that is either, but he signed up as well. So we do got a couple of spots left to fill for that tournament, but as of right now, we got 4 newbies. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So please, for anyone watching us, please sign up.
Yes, please sign up. Corey, is there anything else that we need to hit on here before we close out this episode of the TPS reports?
I don't think so. No, I think we had some pretty solid coverage today. So for those of you that are watching, please, as Evo said, Justin, please like, share, subscribe, drop some feedback as well on what you might want to see on a summary kind of report like this, and we will absolutely take it into account for the next version. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Please comment, like, subscribe. Like you said, give us some pointers. Maybe there's something that we don't know about that we haven't thought of yet. But thank you all for watching. This has been a lot of fun for sure. Corey, what's your last words to the people?
I don't think I have any this time around. Enjoy the evening, or whenever you watch this.
Perfect. And for the show, I'm Justin. That's Corey. It's been a lot of fun. Corey, you can hang on after I hit stop recording if you want, unless you're in a hurry. But guys, thank you all for watching. This has been a lot of fun. Awesome. And we'll check you later.